consequences. So, our duty is to be vigilant, just like we are with the police or politicians or anyone else. If journalists and right-thinking citizens don't do the right thing, we're never going to address problems. And it comes back to the fiasco of the Integrity Commission. I think the sole reason for the mass resignation and the hysteria that was brought about is because of not only the public outcry, but the legal opinions and the media's involvement in it. Otherwise, it would have been an issue that was swept under the carpet, as so many other issues are concerned. And it does demonstrate that for people who think we're in a hopeless state, it demonstrates if we put our resources together as citizens, we can have effective change. And not to attack any side, but to make sure that the system works properly. The debate is whether the president ought to resign or not, having regard to his obvious blunders in this case, whether he was ill-advised, what advice he took, what he did. But we are left in a situation where the highest office has been brought into disrepute. The commission that is deemed to be the Integrity Commission, which ought to be a legal body that determines people's honesty and integrity, is found to be lacking in its credibility. And what message does that send to the average citizen who understands the word integrity means honesty? And if everybody has to resign, what message does that send? And I mean, simply translated, it's not a positive message. So that someone breaking a traffic light or doing something illegal will say, look, that's small, I didn't do anything wrong, because those who are obligated to set the standards fail. And that's when we have the breakdown. That's why, first world countries guard so jealously public office, that you find the conventions in England. And I always draw the example because that's where we're legally based in terms of our Westminster system and our legal system. You find such resignations for what would in Trinidad be considered trivial issues.
Small thing. Exactly.
we revel in errors and mistakes and that sort of thing because our culture deems it to be an acceptable standard. And that's the danger we enter in this country, that we have to be watchdogs. And not to knock the opposition, but if they fail and they're not the watchdogs, and that's what a Westminster system creates them to be, the citizens now have to be even more guarded, and journalists who are control or involved in the media have that responsibility to say, listen, we're not doing this to attack anybody per se, but we're doing this to ensure that the things are run the way in which they should be.